So I thank you for your
That's good.
time, Daniel. How are you doing today? What's going
I'm
on
doing
today?
I'm doing really good. Thank you so much. I just got back in from DC.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on a miraculous season. I've seen the finale. And so this is not going to air until after the finale has aired. And oh, Zeke, I had such high hopes for you. I had such high hopes for you. When they tell you when you sign on to a show and they start to explain your character and who Zeke Cross is and what he means to the story, do they tell you from the jump, look, I don't think Zeke is going to make it when we get to the end?
Well, my journey was a little different from the rest of Monet's kids and the bunch. I started off as a guest star, and his role became increasingly large. I knew that he was going to be Monet's son, but I didn't know that it was going to go to where it has gone. And they just kept giving me more and more, and telling me, we like what you're doing, we like what you're doing, and so until to the point where season 2 came, and it's like you getting Zeke after Zeke after Zeke after Zeke after Zeke, and it's became a life of its own, and online in the metaverse, on social media. It's just been an amazing ride. Yeah.
Mhm. This show is such a big part of TV culture now in a short amount of time. I think when it's all said and done, all of these power shows will really hold cement their place in TV history. So when you initially were offered the role, how do you celebrate it? Because a lot of these shows are really clouded in secrecy of the direction of how the characters are going to go. So how did you initially celebrate when they added you to the cast the first time?
I got to work on my basketball skills, touching on my basketball. That's how I celebrated. I just was like, it really gave me an opportunity to embrace the sport. And so I just kind of was in dreamland, just like, in the gym, working with one-on-one coaches, just really sort of embracing this character's life and what he's, and what he's all about. I also, I told my family, of course, and they were like, just super excited because everybody's, especially from Detroit, they're huge fans of the show. So shout out to Detroit.
Shout out to Detroit indeed. What has
Yeah.
been very interesting to me about Zeke is the evolution of the character. When we first meet him, he's a basketball star. All the ladies love him. He's got a lot of confidence, a lot of swag. But as the season goes on, it starts to chip away and he becomes more vulnerable and more guarded. And a lot of that confidence starts to kind of dissipate. How would you describe his journey this season?
This season, man, this season was tough. This was a tough season. Like, really trying to, be present in all the stuff that he was going through. Like, I mean, if he were being shot, he got shot probably about 9 times. From the the interrogation scene with Whitman, to being accused of Jabari's death, to finding out his real age, to finding out his mom, to finding out his dad, to finding out, you know, all these things that are so crucial to his identity, and to his voice. He sort of, I think his journey was, you know, taking the blinders down, taking, losing the sort of, just this blind trust and this blind, loyalty to his family and the people around him, and really understanding that, he kind of started to wake up. He kind of started to become more aware, and naturally in this world of secrecy, his questions, when he died, about chasing Monet for a question, and so I think that's, was a part of that, keeping him sort of keeping him in sort of in the dark, you know, because, you know, those, you know, yeah, it's crazy.
It was tough for Zeke. I mean, I have never seen a scene cause so much discussion in social media. Of course, his dinner scene was crazy. Shout out to your co-star, Miss Tonadeo, for her performance in that and just being the powder keg that set everything off. But what really set it off was Zeke finally coming to terms with, I'm like 3 or 4 years older, and that just went into overdrive with the memes, with the how did they explain to him when he was 5 that he was really 2, or just it went crazy on social media. What was that day like filming that dinner scene? I've heard that those type of scenes are very taxing because you have to shoot all the angles, everyone's perspective. There's a lot. It's very labor intensive to do a scene like that.
2 days to do that, you know, and it was hard. It was tough, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's like Zeke there's a moment where he doesn't know, and then there's a moment that it's just, you know, and he's an athlete, you know, he's been working hard to go to the NBA. He's been working hard, you know, to be qualified again, you know, and so, you know, I think that that's definitely in the front burner of his brain. And then, you know, when getting all this other information, it's like, wait a minute, like, you know, like what's going on here? It was just tough. Like there was no way around it. It was like, how are we going to get this out? This is like the whole series is literally built on top of this, you know, this sort of this change, this release, you know, of information. And I mean, I think the way we did it was just amazing. Like the way it just was. I mean, I have no words. Like just like I have no words. Like it just was amazing seeing that scene on television and being able to be a part of that. Like, you know, it was just like it was like historical. I mean, it was like, you know, I like to believe we did it like nobody could do it. That's what we did it. That's what we did. You know, everybody at that table. I'm so proud of my castmates. I'm so proud of everybody because it's just like we brought it together, and nobody's moment could have been that moment without each person next to them. You know, we were really passing the ball with each other. It was crazy. It was crazy, but it was amazing. It was like, it was, you know, and poor Zeke, you know, poor Zeke, you know, that's all I could say, you know, like they really did him dirty, you know, they really did him dirty. They did him dirty.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was amazing to me how he was so insulated from all that. Of course, that's by Monet's design, was to protect him and kind of help him in pursuit of this dream. Watching the show, you talked about how it was good to see the scene back and just be impressed with yourself and your castmates. Outside of yourself, what was a couple of your favorite moments during the season? Whose performances really just left you like, wow, this is some fine TV here?
Well, outside of, you know, Toya telling all my business on the show to Zeke, I mean, Diana telling all Zeke's business. Toya is my road dog. She's been my road dog in this show, and I'm just so proud of her. She, you know, this was sort of our first experience, you know, like big time show together, you know, and we start and so it was like, you know, sort of like new show bosom babies, you know, and so to see her do what she's doing, you know, I'm always giggling and excited and texting her like, great job, you did it, you did that. So I mean, like this, I mean, come on, like this episode 9, you know, when she came into Tariq's room and she put on a performance of her lifetime, you know, it was in tears. I was like, oh my God, you know, but also, I mean, everybody though, I mean, like, you know, Woody, I mean, everybody, you know, Lavelle, when he went to, you know, Lorenzo in the bedroom, and you could see that he just wanted to make his father proud, and it's just this moment that was just so tender that, I mean, to you know, to Melanie, who, you know, on that witness stand, you know, that fight, like how she handled that moment, like of being dragged, like that was, they did it like nobody can do it. The way Monet handled that dinner table when she got
Miss Mary J. Blige, my salute to Miss Mary J. Blige.
when Zeke stormed out and she pointed at Diana. Oh my God, Lorenzo! Shout out to Alberto. I mean, come on now. He's given iconic performances with his portrayal of Lorenzo. So it's just, I mean, in the energy that Brayton brings. I'm saying, Gianni. And shout out to Michael Rainey Jr. Who's carrying the show like no other young man could carry this show. I'm just proud. I'm proud to be a part of this cast. I am.
Actually, you should be. I have enjoyed you. You definitely contribute greatly to the success of the show. So for people who are going to be sad like me to see Zeke reach his untimely demise, do you have any final words for all the fans who have loved you and embraced you and wanted you to get to the NBA, who were glad you didn't get shot in the leg down on the street, who watched you manage to evade the family business? Final words for all these people who are rooting for you, and even the ones that weren't rooting for you.
Zeke lives forever. Zeke lives forever. Zeke lives forever. Zeke lives forever. He lives forever.
Absolutely. Well, Daniel, I appreciate you so much. I enjoyed you very, very much. This season was phenomenal. You are a wonderful addition and part of it, and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.